violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's get into the video.
And we're now learning more about a fatal shooting today. This one's out of DeKalb County. Officers were initially called to a Popeyes at I-20 in Candler Road. DeKalb police telling us that this began as a fight at a car wash along Memorial Drive. Then at least one shot was fired, striking a 30-year-old man. He was still alive. Then he tried to drive himself to a local hospital, getting as far as Candler Road. That's when it stopped. DeKalb police arrived. The victim already dead on the scene. No.
Damn. So, looks like Buddy was shot at the car wash, slid to the Popeyes, and then met his demise. Very sad. I mean, I told you guys about DeKalb County. Very dangerous. It's not safe at all. I would not advise living there, moving there, or anything. Even driving through can be deadly. As we know, the highways and byways are deadly as well. All in all, very heavily saturated with crime and demon time activities, which we cover on this channel all the time. And if people aren't familiar with my channel, because I'm going to start uploading these on Instagram as well, probably need to check out my YouTube, because I've been covering DeKalb County for a long time, and I'll tell you what, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Still alive. Then he tried to drive himself to a local hospital, getting as far as Candler Road. That's when it stopped. DeKalb police arrived. The victim already dead on the scene. No word on a search for a suspect.
Playing out at two different locations. Police say the victim was shot at a car wash on Memorial Drive. We're told his friend tried to take him to the hospital, but stopped at a Popeyes on Candler Road once he realized the injuries were most likely fatal. Police arrived and they pronounced that man dead a short time later. Police have not named a suspect. We're working to learn what led up to that shooting.
First on 11 Alive, the scenes of chaos from 1 week ago. This is what it looked like along John Wesley Dobbs Avenue near the Georgia State University campus. One car surrounded by a large mob of young people becoming severely damaged. Now that scene dramatically spotlighted a weekend of unrest near the GSU campus. Tonight, we are hearing from the man who was trapped in that vehicle last Saturday night. 11 Alive's Teresa Bowles joins us now with more on what transpired then.
Yeah, Timothy Rogers Dillard was driving his car through downtown Atlanta that night with a few friends. His drive ended with smashed windows, a damaged mirror, transmission, and engine, and a scary moment he'll never forget.
Wow, and this is how bad Atlanta has gotten, where you can drive downtown Atlanta and get your car demolished by these super gremlins who are unsupervised in the streets. They're doing whatever they want, hanging out. I mean, it's just a disaster. Atlanta has completely lost control of the city, and we are seeing the effects of that every single day on this channel. And on Ox channel as well. So you guys go follow Ox as well, Ox Nation News. But this stuff isn't slowing down at all, and we were promised that there would be some solutions provided. Obviously, Mayor Andre Dickens, he hasn't been able to make the effect that he had planned on making, which I don't know if we can really hold him specifically accountable or solely accountable, because it looks like, it appears that he's doing the best that he can, but just doesn't seem like any of the policies he's proposing is working, and the accountability is lacking. The court system in Atlanta is backed up. It's completely trash. And I mean, it's become a whole circus out here. And the police, they only show up to pick up bodies.
Story you'll only see on 11 Alive. It was meant to be a night out with friends when all of a sudden
I seen
So you seen the geolocation, Georgia State University. They done blocked off the whole street. So, I mean, these are young kids, yes. But some of these kids could be in college. So that just shows the lack of maturity that a lot of these young super gremlins are operating under. I mean, it's really sad to go and trash somebody's property like that. It's just a lack of care, utter disrespect. And this was another brother that they did this to as well. So, man, it's sad.
I seen this young man plunge through my window with his heel. The gentleman had jumped on the engine or whatever, and it started to cause the car to stall.
A swarm of people jumping on Timothy Rogers Dillard's blue 2004 Toyota, leaving him with no way to escape.
I couldn't even open my door to get out because there were so many people pushing my door closed.
Timothy says he was originally okay with the crowd sitting on the hood or trunk.
Do whatever.
Sitting on the hood or trunk? No. I mean, I would have started. Yo, that is crazy. Who's what's the dude who went through the Waukesha parade? Dylan Brooks. Yo, I would have had to pull a Dylan Brooks, bro, cause that you ain't finna sit on my car. What was his name? Hold on. Yeah, Daryl Brooks. Yeah, I would have had to pull a Daryl Brooks, bro, cause I would have straight rammed through everybody in that crowd. I mean, it's just a lot of these dudes are. Here's the thing. They, in their mind, they're woke. They are woke. Obviously they're woke, and they think the best of big gatherings and big crowds, and especially when it's a community function, they're thinking, oh, it's just gonna be fun. We just gonna be dancing and doing the whip and the nay or something like that, or doing the gritty and just having a good old time. And that's not how it is at all. A lot of these kids out here, a lot of these super teen gremlins are looking to cause destruction and harm, and maybe get in a couple fights and have a night to talk about, have a night to quote unquote remember it at the expense of others, and it's sad.
We can have fun, but like in a safe way.
But then he says around 5 people got out of hand. Suddenly the car shifted into neutral, and when he looked back, his passengers were gone, leaving Timothy trying to assess what had just happened.
I just remember being so emotionally strained. I didn't even have the energy in my body to be upset. I remember.
So you see the attire of the young super gremlin who's walking all over his car as if he owns it. Ripped jeans, got the Jordans, sagging his pants. I mean, can we not say this isn't the usual look?
Strained. I didn't even have the energy in my body to be upset. I remember crying and screaming at the top of my lungs.
While his car suffered considerable damage, there's now plenty of repair being done to his overall mental health.
I have been doing audio therapy to train me to be more comfortable around sounds. I do start emotional therapy.
Audio therapy to be more comfortable around sounds. No, you need to either come to my channel and watch what's really going on in these streets, or just keep living in your little audio therapy bubble and not addressing the real problem. I mean, he's gonna have to have some therapy. I think he's not really speaking on what really is causing his anxiety, and that is, I mean, let's keep it a buck. Large gatherings thrown by the community. That's what's really hiking up his anxiety. Like whenever he sees a group of these super gremlins walking down the street, he's gonna be like them white folks walking across the street to the other side of the sidewalk, clutching a purse or clutching a. He did kind of look a little sweet. So he might have his own little purse or something, or I don't know. But that's his main concern. Those are his real worries. He's not really worried about sound and audio. I mean, I guarantee he probably still listens to loud music. So it's not about sound. It's about these super gremlins on demon time.
On Wednesday.
Friends of Timothy are now stepping in to help. Chanel Ty had the idea to start a GoFundMe to help him pay for the car damage and therapy.
You know how much of a traumatizing situation that is for you to just go through and not be able to afford the proper care they need. And we might be able to get a lawyer.
Ty says she's watched what her friend has been going through and doesn't want him to go through it alone.
He did not want to get up. He didn't want to get out of his room. He didn't really even want to drive.
With the extra support, Timothy now waits for justice.
A more thorough investigation of who did it should be, executed.
I mean, there were multiple people doing it. That's the least. We want to know who did it, obviously, but it's way deeper than that, and I feel like they're not addressing it. They're just grazing over it. These street takeovers, super dangerous. Large gatherings thrown by the community, super dangerous. And that's the real issue. And it's sad to say, but I mean, time and time again, do story after story, there's literally no way you can deny it. And there's something that we need to fix internally. So I will say this. It looked like a lot of young guys there, unsupervised, obviously, single mother household behavior. So sisters, come get your kids.
Especially seeing as though there are several angles of each and every person.
As of a few minutes ago, the GoFundMe raised more than $13,000 of the $20,000 goal.
Oh, nice.
It's linked on 11alive.com if you want to.
Yo, what's good, BGZM News 17 family? I'm at the corner of Jesse Jackson and Marcus Garvey, and I got some bad news for you. As you can see, I lost my job. I'm out here living in cardboard boxes outside of boarded up vacant homes. YouTube said I'm done getting money out here in these streets. They even took my funky ass suit. So anything right now would help. So go ahead and hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that GoFundMe. Hell, cop the merch. Or if you want to make the long-term commitment to the Jinquavius Jackson Fund, join the Patreon so that I can continue to put out top-notch content each and every day. Also, check out the Rumble, where there is absolutely no censorship. Link in the description box below.
Hey, yo, ain't that nigga Jinquavius? Yo, I recognize.
No, that's not me no more.
Hey, yo, run your pop.
Y'all killing me with this shit.
Do the opposite of Antonio Brown and take
What
all your
more do you want from me?
Near the popular shopping center Phipps Plaza is now sharing his story with us. Elisha Talley told 11 Alive that he was just walking along with a friend yesterday when two teenagers tried to rob them and then started shooting. He and his friend were both hurt, but they survived. 11 Alive's Bobeth Yates caught up with Elijah late this afternoon. Bobeth.
That's right, Ron, and I'm at that intersection, Peachtree and Oak Valley Road, where that shooting took place. And tonight, 24 hours after that incident, 24-year-old Elisha Talley tells me he's just happy to be alive.
These 24 hours to me it reminds me to be humble, also to be blessed and to be grateful.
Buckhead resident Elisha Talley is celebrating the simple fact that he's alive after he was shot while walking with his friend Sunday afternoon across the street from Phipps Plaza.
What I thought was me just, going to the grocery store to prepare, Sunday Easter dinner turned into, attempted robbery and me being shot.
Talley says he...
Damn. See, I mean, the community is just terrorizing. Like I said, the best of us taking out the worst of us. This brother could have died. We would have lost this brother. Sounds like a good brother. A Malcolm, okay? One of my guys, a mildly attractive, lucrative, communicative, operational, likable man. If you don't know about the Malcolms, make sure you go check out my other channel, #ReclaimYourThrone. But this brother was robbed in, I mean, it's not like he was, in Bankhead or something. Middle of the day, you see Saks Fifth Avenue right there, and they don't care, bro. They don't care because they know there are no consequences. because the leftists have taken over Atlanta and there is no justice. There really isn't.
And a friend were approached by two teenagers who asked them for change. And when they declined, the teens started following them and things escalated.
My gun was flashed off the hip. Moments later, I was smacked on my right side with one of the guns, which then fell into the streets, which caused us to all tussle and fight over it, where another young man opened fire on all three of us.
Talley says he and his friend were both shot and ran to a nearby restaurant for assistance, but getting help there was also a struggle.
I understand that you're trying to protect the rest of your patrons, but you guys literally locked me out and left me there. Now, what if someone came back and finished me off? And it's just like when you see a face or a black man, you know, do you really help him?
The shooting has left people in the neighborhood.
I mean, he's trying to make it seem like, you know, he was victimized by some white supremacist. When you see the face of a black man, bro, the reality is these young super gremlins who did this to you, they don't care if you're black, okay? They actually prefer that you're black because they think that you might abide by some type of street code or just chalk it up to the game of getting robbed and killed, you know? So I don't know why he even brought that up. Oh, if you see a black man in the street, are you going to help him? I mean, most people would. Most good people would, but these super gremlins are not good people.
Feeling uneasy today.
It makes me mad. I grew up in this city. It was Easter. There never used to be any killings and things like that on Easter. People stayed home and chilled out.
It doesn't make me nervous. I mean, crime can happen anywhere.
Wow. And y'all, and this is the problem. It doesn't make me nervous. Crime can happen anywhere. So this bald-headed sister is just, you know, water off the duck's back. She doesn't care. It doesn't matter. Crime can happen anywhere. You know, these young black men are victimized. And, I mean, yes, we did have a young black man who was victimized. But what I mean is her narrative that she's painting here is, oh, well, you know, crime happens anywhere. You know, the crime between people that look just like you, or it's all about proximity, all this kind of stuff. I mean, the same played out arguments we've been hearing for the longest. And she doesn't care. It doesn't worry her. Crime happens anywhere until it happens to you. And then what are you going to say when one of these super gremlins mistake you for a man and then come and run your pockets?
Killings and things like that on Easter, people stayed home and chilled out.
It doesn't make me nervous. I mean, crime can happen anywhere, so it doesn't, bother me too much.
Wow.
As for Talley, he was released from Grady with a bullet still.
I wonder what this brother would say. And this was right by, I think he goes to Morehouse, actually. I mean, I wonder what he would say about her take on that. I mean, I find her take on that, on this situation, pretty disgusting, pretty deplorable, pretty careless, pretty dangerous. Like they say, oh, your rhetoric is dangerous. No, her take on this situation is dangerous because it's an enabler's mindset. Oh, it'll happen anyway, so I'm not really care. Well, what are we going to say if a woman gets raped? Oh, a woman get raped all the time, right? Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
In his foot, and he was given little to no information to care for his womb. But he says he remains optimistic.
But I just pray for everyone in this situation. You know, my friends, the young men that was involved, I want them to know that we're all brothers.
Now,
bro, if you think that those super gremlins think of you as a brother, you got the wrong mindset. He's like, oh, the young men, I want them to think of us as brothers and we can all get along. And that's a mentality to get. That's why you're a walking lick, my friend. That's why they chose you. Like I said, I mean, he got his little news story and whatnot. He sound like the type that may not even press charges. Like, oh, well, they learned their lesson. They got arrested. Don't press charges. Dude, these kids need time. 10, 15, 20 shooting at somebody, yeah, you need some time.
Now, again, 3 people were shot in this shooting: Talley, his friend, and that 16-year-old suspect. Now, officials have not released any information about the health and well-being of the 16-year-old suspect or
16-year-old suspect's crazy.
Talley's friend, but we're told they all were transported to the hospital conscious. Sending it back to you guys in the studio.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, in school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.